Hello everyone, it's Anne-Marie Mills here. I am sending you this video in lieu of an email because I feel like it is a more personal way of expressing how important this project is for me and how much I need to. Before we left in March, I was involved in a NOAA grant proposal for another native plant garden. I had the opportunity to meet and get approval from Dr. Martin and Dr. Semmel. However, I never had the chance to meet with Brian in order to discuss the plans for this NOAA grant of mine. The following brief video goes through some of the details of the project. Before I start the video explaining the project and some of the details, I want to thank you for your time. I would have loved the opportunity to go over the details of this project in person, but unfortunately I feel like right now is probably not the best time. So once again, I'm thanking you for your time and watching my video explaining the details of the NOAA grant that I am so close to getting for our schools and for our students. And I ask you, if you have any questions regarding the project and the funding and my goals and the intentions of this project, then please call me or email me. And again, thank you for your time and your consideration. I hope that this video offers a slightly more personal way of sharing information other than a lengthy email. And I wish you well. Thank you again.
Our story begins in the summer of 2019 when my family joined me in Washington, D.C., where I received the Presidential Innovation Award for Environmental Educators, which provided Islip schools with a $2,500 grant. I spent a good portion of the summer and the early stages of the school year thinking about how best to spend the money that we had just won. After much consideration, I decided that the money would be best put to use installing a native plant garden here in Islip Middle School's courtyard. The idea came to me after a discussion with Kathy Ryder, a fellow Green Tree alumni. With the wonderful support of Dr. Timothy Martin, Brian Graham, and Peter Walsh, we kicked off the project and secured our team. The main player in our team is Sue Avery, who is the owner of Nature's Edge Landscaping. Sue holds a certificate in landscape design from the Landscape Institute of the Arnold Arboretum of Harvard University. She comes highly recommended by SeaTuck Environmental and Peter Walsh, the environmental consultant. Not only does Sue develop and design a plan that is suitable for Islip schools for our garden in the courtyard, but she also designs a plan for maintenance and teaches us how to best ensure the future of our projects. Sue Avery has worked really closely with SeaTuck Environmental to design many native plant gardens in schools here in Suffolk County. Pictured, you can see the layout and the overall design plan for a garden here at Sayville Cherry Avenue School. Pictured here is the design for the garden for the courtyard here at Islip Middle School. This project, for obvious reasons, has been postponed to the spring of the next school year. Another member of our team is Peter Walsh from SeaTuck Environmental. He is the education coordinator and has assisted in 25 Long Island schools with their native plant garden projects. He manages all aspects of the project. We were fortunate enough this year to get so many students involved in the project in the courtyard. We had members of Kit Club and Science Club working on many afternoons, moving mulch and removing weeds and transporting soil, and they were so eager. We couldn't believe week after week how many students kept returning to partake in this project. It was really great to see how many students really enjoyed being involved. And this is one of my favorite pictures of some of my 8th graders involved in the project. I was so inspired by the students' interest in the native plant garden in the courtyard that I decided to apply and was actually accepted into the NOAA Planet Stewards program, which is a $2,000 grant that we could use here at Islip Middle School for yet another native plant garden. Once again, I enlisted the assistance of Sue Avery and Peter Walsh in this project. They came down to Islip Middle School one cold, wintry day, and we walked the campus and decided that the front lawn of Islip Middle School, really close to McDonald's, the southwest lawn, would be the ideal location for Islip's newest, latest, and greatest native plant garden. I think it's important to share with you that the project timeline is very flexible, but I have heard recently that the grant cannot be deferred. The timeline that is subjected to, again, the developing school year is that the students, when we have them back in session, will collect environmental data such as soil condition, water quality, and a biodiversity index, and report this information to Sue Avery to assist her in plant selection. We will meet with all involved parties for the site selection, the exact location for the garden, and the specifications of the project, including the location, the size, and the fencing, etc. The garden plans that are drafted will be submitted for district approval, and revisions can be made. The grass and soil removal and mulching will be completed by students. The plants will be ordered and fencing will be installed. And the garden plants will be planted by students in either spring of 2021 or fall of 2021, depending on the school year. So what I need for you to complete this grant proposal is a very brief letter stating support of the project. This letter can be addressed to NOAA Planet Stewards Education Program. This letter can be emailed to me as an attachment, and I will download the document to the grant proposal and then submit it in early June for final acceptance by NOAA.